Question 1. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? My product of a music promotion package for the band Neon, consisting of a website, digipack, and music video, primarily conforms to the conventions of all three forms of media used to promote the band in the funk pop genre of music, as well as to represent both the genre as well as the audience, whose social grouping would be teenagers and young adults of mixed gender. Garam Burton. My music video for Neon was for the song DNCE, which is in the pop-funk genre of music, therefore having an upbeat and lively mood which I wish to emulate through my filming. For the style of my music video, I decided upon a mixture of both narrative as well as performance, as I wanted to showcase a satire, linear narrative that linked with the lyrics and fun atmosphere of the song, while also presenting Neon as a band through aspects of performance. In terms of cinematography, there were frequent establishing shots for both the performance shots as well as the narrative shots, allowing the audience to grasp a sense of location. This was a stage and reaction table for the narrative aspects, and a well-lit room for the performance shots. Mid and close-up shots are used to focus in on elements of performance, such as lip-syncing from the lead singer or key sections of the instruments being played. It also allows the audience a closer look at the dancing and the band's reactions during the narrative sections. Camera angles were mostly at eye level, in order for the audience to feel as though they had a direct connection with the actors through direct address. However, for the establishing shots of the stage, the camera is slightly tilted upwards, in order for the audience to feel as though they are sat with the band looking up at the stage. In regards to editing, a common convention for mixture videos is parallel editing, which allows for the cutting between scenes that are happening at the same time in order for the audience to keep up with both the narrative as well as performance. In the case of my video, there was parallel editing between the narrative of the dance auditions and the band watching them, which would switch and interweave with performance shots of the band in a different setting. Jump cutting was also frequently used to emphasize the beats of the music, which is a convention commonly used in order to emphasize the impact of the music on the visuals. This would allow the audience to grasp a sense of thought beats, seeing the sound, which was proposed by Andrew Goodwin as a main aspect that an audience should be aware of when watching a music video. Sound editing was simple, as a common convention of music videos is the use of parallel sound, as the lip-syncing matches the audio of the song. Similarly, due to the upbeat rhythm of the song, I chose to incorporate dancing into my music video, and it was choreographed so that it would fit with the beats and tempo of the music. I also conformed to typical conventions of the genre, which were expressed through the video's mise-en-scène. Lighting was high-key and bright for the dancing section on the stage, in order to reinforce the setting and location to the audience, while also highlighting the movement. This was also the case for the performance shots during the start of the music video, as I wanted to highlight the performance of the band through bright lighting. Later on in the video, as the song gets faster and becomes livelier, I chose to have low-key lighting, as the band performed in a dark room with multicolored lights flashing, which reinforced both the fun, upbeat atmosphere while also linking with the branding of the band through a variety of colors. This also presented a bright and colorful color palette to the audience, which I wanted in order to conform to the conventions of the genre of music, as well as reinforce the lively tone of the song and video. The prop of a mic stand was used in order to reinforce elements of performance, as it has connotations of music and concert, as well as to draw attention by highlighting the lip-syncing of the lead singer as it draws the audience's attention. Costume was also used in order to highlight the pop-funk genre to the audience, as simple but colorful clothing allowed the band to stand out in order to connote social normality and represent the mainstream audience. 2 settings were used in order to express conventions of both narrative as well as performance. A stage was used in order to demonstrate the audition-like storyline of the band watching and reacting to various types of dance performers, while a studio room was used in order to isolate the band's performance and allow the audience to separate this section from the narrative. This also expressed the symbolic code, proposed by Ronald Barthes, as it suggests a particular meaning which the story suggests through aspects of connotations through the setting. The website for Neon also conforms to the typical codes and conventions associated with websites for bands. A primary convention of the website is the homepage, which features a variety of information, such as music and band information, in order to allow a target audience to easily navigate the information about the band. The artist's logo for Neon is featured in the header, allowing reinforcement of the brand while also reiterating this to the audience while they visit the website. A navigation bar is also used in my website for Neon, as it allows the audience to easily navigate through the website and find the exact information they are looking for, such as information about the music or about the band. Images of the band are also a prominent convention which I included, in order to promote the band's latest album while also allowing an audience to gather the band's sense of identity and representation through the photography of them. Other information that a website may include is tour information, which Neon's webpage includes in order to try to expand their audience through live performances, while also informing their primary audience of their live shows. An About the Band page was also featured, as I wanted the target audience to be able to get a stronger sense of identity about the band as individuals, not only as a collective group. This included a detailed description of how each band member joined the band, accompanied by their name and instrument they played. A mid-shot of each member also allowed an audience to have a visual representation of each member. A merchandise page was also included, as it allowed for the band to promote their tours as well as their brand to the audience through marketing through other forms of media, such as t-shirts and hoodies. Social media links were also included to reinforce the band's social media presence, in order to allow for a greater sense of promotion as well as representation through more personal forms of communication with fans, such as sites like Twitter or Instagram. For the Digipack, I wanted to conform to typical conventions while also adding a sense of fun in order to represent the band's outgoing and excited personality to the target audience. One of the primary conventions for a Digipack is the name of the artist, which I included at the top in bold, bright letters, using the band's logo in order to reinforce their branding. The title of the album then lies below it, in smaller font, to reinforce how the artist has more importance. I chose the album title, All Tied Up, accompanied by a mid-shot of the band tied together in microphone cord, in order to create a visual link between the title and photography of the artists. All 4 members of the band are featured throughout the Digipack in order to create a sense of star appeal, Richard Dyer, Star Theory, by allowing the audience to associate the songs with the visuals of the band members in order to encourage them to buy the product. The color palette of grey and black creates a sense of synergy and an effective house style with the website, as well as the Digipack as an individual product, while also drawing attention to the name of the band, which is in a variety of colors to reinforce their importance as well as their enthusiastic and lively representation. Further conventions are conveyed on the back of the Digipack, as it features a track list compiling of 9 songs which further highlights the band's funky and outgoing representation through the wacky titles such as Crumpets by the River. The back also features the record label, Parsons Records, which is a convention commonly seen in Digipacks in order to reinforce the company who produce and make the music for the artist. Overall, my product does not challenge conventions in order to allow its mass audience to have a positive reading, while representing the mainstream audience of young adults and teenagers through the product overall.